I really should come up with some way to like
Begin?
say that this is happening.
Oh, I could forget the name again. That I think was actually a good intro for partial
Yeah,
recall.
Yeah, except that you only do that once. Keith. Francis.
And that's it. We're out.
How you doing?
Good.
How you guys doing today?
Life is great.
Thanks for coming over.
Thanks for having us.
I brought you here to show you some trailers, or just one really.
One trailer. Right?
We're gonna play a game.
Okay.
We're gonna play
Like
a.
that clown I saw
Yeah,
in the sewer.
we're in a scary basement and we're gonna play a game.
Yeah, we're gonna play a game. We're gonna blind watch a movie. So we have 3 movies. We don't know what they are, and we're going to randomly watch one of the trailers. Then we're going to watch the movie.
So are you gonna tell? You did tell us the names of the 3 movies.
I did. You have some information.
I've forgotten all but one. So can we just
That's
say
fine,
what
yeah.
the 3 are?
And actually, this is a good segue.
Oh my God, we have another quiz.
No, we don't. We don't have a quiz, but we do
I
have.
did really poorly on this quiz.
I think we're all going to do pretty bad, considering I don't even know what we're watching.
So,
All right.
how did you choose the 3 potential movies?
The criteria for each of the movies, I wanted one of each of these. So I wanted a movie that was really well received. I wanted a movie that was really poorly received. And I wanted a movie that has no reception whatsoever on Rotten Tomatoes. The first one is called Armed. I saw the poster for Armed, and I know that Mario Van Peebles is in it.
Ooh.
Ah, yeah.
And
This is the sequel to Farewell to Arms, right?
Yeah, it's more Armed. More arms.
They found the arms.
Finally found the arms. It has no reviews on
None.
Rotten Tomato, and it has Mario Van Peebles in it, and I just like his name.
I was gonna say, am I supposed to know who that is? Because I don't.
You don't know who Mario Van Peebles?
I don't.
You probably recognize him.
I mean,
Okay.
but try saying the name a couple times.
Peebles.
Mario Van Peebles.
It looks kind of like it might be an action movie, but I don't really know.
I mean, the name makes me think.
Yeah, it's
probably.
Armed, so
And I feel like
there's got to be arms in
he
it.
was more of an action star. Well,
Yeah,
well,
I would
star
imagine-
in the really.
Hold
yeah.
on.
At one point,
We know it's starring at least Mario Van Peebles,
Peebles.
so there's at least 2 arms in the movie.
Yeah.
I presume. I actually don't know anything about this guy. Does he have 2 arms?
He's got.
If it is
least
actually
arms.
about a guy with no arms and it's called Armed, this will be the greatest movie ever made. Then we also have movie number 2. It's called Blackwater, and I picked it because it is really badly received.
Blackwater has Jean-Claude Van Damme in it.
Spoiler alert.
Can you not?
Sorry, not Peebles.
Wait, no, it's Armed that
We were
had
talking
Peebles.
Armed at People's.
Oh.
So
All
wait,
right,
so
no
does-
no more comments from the Peanuts Gallery.
Whoa, what?
It's a little nickname I have for my wife.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Goddamn.
This is
So that
recent.
seems like an anomaly to me, right? How did Jean-Claude Van
Have
Damme?
you
How did
seen
Mario-
Jean-Claude recently?
No, I have not.
He's a terrifying monster. He's in these Tostitos commercials.
Oh, I have seen those. Yeah, you're right.
and
You're right.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, and he's trying to replace me in my friend group, which is just offensive.
And he's now in the Uncanny Valley.
Oh God,
How did he get
Jean-Claude
there?
Van Damme is in the
A
Uncanny
lot
Valley.
of plastic surgery. But do we know anything about the?
We don't know anything about Blackwater.
It's an
has-
action movie, I presume.
Yeah,
I see
it
what the
has to be an action
documentary-
movie. It has Jean-Claude Van Damme and it has Dolph Lundgren.
Wow.
Ooh.
I
They're teaming
assume
up.
this was like a documentary about the war in Iraq or something.
Well, it says Blackwater, so that does make me think that it
But-
involves the mercenary group.
Isn't Eric
Blackwater?
Prince's Blackwater Group? Isn't that one word?
Yeah, this is 2
It's
words.
2 words. So
Oh.
maybe that's artistic license.
Oh yeah, because maybe it's
They don't
like,
wanna get
maybe
sued.
it's copyrighted.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because of the split in Blackwater.
What does that
I
mean?
don't know. Maybe Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren are 2 owners of Blackwater.
If
That
he
split.
split it,
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Hold on. Let's get to the speculation about the movie once we pick which one we're watching.
Okay.
So that Keith can give us his inevitable theory about how it's a psychotic break or a fever dream or something.
It's almost certainly.
Yeah. So movie number 3 is called Thelma.
Okay, I've heard of this one.
It is very.
It's an MLK movie
I was just
about
about.
the girl from Scooby-Doo.
I
They
felt really
march
dumb
on Thelma.
when you sent out the text.
The
I
mystery
genuinely told Keith, I was like, "That's the Martin Luther King movie, right?" And he's like, "That's Selma."
Whoa.
And I was like, "Oh right, yeah, that makes sense."
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
Right
It was
there,
not-
so Thelma is very well received. I think it's like in the 80% of Rotten Tomatoes. 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm just
So-
getting word from my producer. 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
But I've never heard of it. I think it's a horror movie. The cover has a woman that has, I
Yeah,
think, what I'm like searching my memory now, has like a bat on it. It has like a bat on her mouth. Since I haven't read the plot, I didn't look anything up about any of these movies.
Maybe it's just about bats.
It could, maybe.
It's about a woman who loves her bat.
It is a horror movie. All right, don't tell us any information about these movies.
Spoiler alert.
Jason's getting word from his producer that this is a horror movie.
Hold on. This
I
just
think you're
in.
touching the ear that they can see.
Hold on.
Yeah, there we go.
This just in. I have a playlist of the trailers. And I'm just going to hit shuffle, and we're going to watch that trailer. It's going to be completely surprising. We won't know what happens.
Well, hopefully by the end of it.
We should know what happens by the end of the movie. Oh. Which one is this?
It looks like Blackwater. Yeah, look, the water's black.
Okay.
I don't know how this works, so I'll keep it simple. You're an enemy combatant and will not be granted any rights.
This won't go anywhere.
Oh, he's horrifying.
Welcome to hell.
Oh,
God.
God.
No,
Yeah.
don't stab his eye. Oh, that's gross.
Did he stab him with the syringe?
He was about to, and he broke out.
I wish there were more cuts in all this.
Oh.
I almost could see what was happening.
The man's a highly decorated
They're
officer.
in a submarine?
Whoa, wait a
and
minute.
trained killer.
This doesn't have anything to do with
He's been
Blackwater.
taught to
Well,
adapt,
the water's pretty dark.
improvise.
I bet airplanes have a submarine.
Just find out.
I need you to tell me what is going on right now.
Someone is setting me up. It's time to level the playing field.
Oh.
I believe we should get you one of these.
I knew I liked you.
This is a comedy?
I think this is like the Expendables if you could only afford 2 of them.
This is like the Expendables, essentially.
This is the Spendables. We could spin these.
In the old days, it was just red wire, blue wire.
Was it?
Well, I'm excited to watch.
So that's
Thelma.
technically a movie. So let me get into. I'm starting to think, for the first time ever, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I've never had this experience before.
Such clarity in your eyes.
Well, you should stop now.
Yeah.
You're gonna have an aneurysm.
Hold on. So I'm thinking Jean-Claude.
Yeah.
He was some sort of maybe not secret agent.
Mhm.
Maybe he was just like a paramilitary.
You think he's like a mercenary?
Yeah. And so he gets caught up in some sort of scandal where it looks like he's betrayed his country, but in fact, he's really just been seeking love the whole time with this unnamed woman who had dialogue in the trailer. As part of that, he gets abducted. We could call it arresting, but he was clearly...
Yeah.
He had no rights, they said in the trailer, as an enemy combatant. So I don't think that's called arrest anymore.
I think
Um,
even enemy combatants get something, don't they? Or
I really
is
don't.
that how it works?
No.
Oh, okay.
Since get me.
I've never been in an enemy combatant before.
No, not to your knowledge. I was going to say, I don't think Jean-Claude Van
When
Damme
this
knew that
airs?
he was an enemy combatant. Anyway, so they take him.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing their intent on the submarine is to treat him with respect and human dignity while simultaneously getting knowledge from him and interrogating him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It's
that apparently
advanced.
involves putting a syringe near his eyeball. And like Keith, Jean-Claude has a thing where eyeballs really freak him out. And so Jean-Claude isn't trying to be an action hero or violent. He gets freaked out and just goes into panic mode and attacks that first guy. And after that, the conflict starts. And it's hard to de-escalate a firefight in a submarine. And so Jean-Claude just has to commit. And now he has to murder all these people or else they're going to shoot him.
Mm.
So really what I'm saying is he's a tragic hero.
Yeah.
He was misrepresented.
Mhm.
And he had an honest-to-God panic attack. And because that's so stigmatized, he ended up having to kill a bunch of people.
And this is all
So heavy.
this is all really supported by the footage that we saw in that trailer.
I
I can't think of anything that could contradict this astute prediction.
Hear me out.
Yes.
Oh God.
Actually,
We,
you know
we,
what?
we all know what's coming.
Before we get into more predictions, there's
Oh, is there another quiz?
not a quiz,
That's an official format.
but there is a format for this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
You
got
blew
way
it.
too far.
Yeah, so we're all gonna get 3 guesses, and each of the guesses is worth 1 point each. So we're gonna make those 3 guesses based off of what we've seen, and there is no prize at the end of this because I forgot to get one.
Oh, we should have had the leftover masks left behind.
Yeah.
So how did
Let's
these
make
guesses
some
work?
All right, so yeah, and they can be as like broad or as specific as you want. Maybe you could guess that the last act of the movie takes place out of the submarine. Actually, that'll be my guess.
Whoa.
So in the last act of the movie, I think.
So you clarify the rule and then immediately take advantage of it before we have a chance to
I'm
do
gonna
anything.
Sneak in and take this one.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
so
just under the surface.
yeah, my prediction. My prediction, the first.
Uh-huh.
The last act of the movie, the climax of the movie, when however, like the antagonist and the protagonist, when that climax happens, they're not going to be on the submarine.
My guess.
Yeah.
The female lead
Mhm.
is a double agent. She's working with the bad guys, but Jean-Claude seduces her onto his team.
I kind of already made my first guess, but it encompassed most of my theories about this
It was
movie.
the entirety of the movie.
Yeah.
It was the whole plot.
So I'm actually gonna register that as my first guess, and if I get that, I demand 2 points if everything I said was accurate.
I'll give.
Okay. Okay. So go ahead and you can take your next guess, I guess.
My second guess is Dolph Lundgren is going to betray. I almost said Steven Seagal, but it's fucking
Same thing.
Jean-Claude Van Seagal. What is his name?
Jean-Claude
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's interesting because my second guess was kind of the exact opposite,
Yeah.
which is that I think that Jean-Claude Van Damme is the one who put Dolph Lundgren in that cell.
Oh, that would be kind of a cool twist. Probably not enough to make this movie watchable, but
This is very specific.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the plot, but I really want it to happen. At some point, Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren high five.
that's
gonna
a
go
good
kiss
guess actually. That's not bad because that could realistically happen.
Right, but it also from that trailer, I don't think it will.
They don't
But I'm
have like a lot
excited.
of high five
No, they didn't.
dynamic between each other.
No, they seem to coordinate well, but they didn't seem like they were like close friends.
Yeah. My third and final guess is that Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude Van Damme have a past. They have an antagonistic past. I think they know each other.
Yeah, like Jean-Claude put him in prison.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's yours.
No, that's different. Yours has to be like distant past or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
slightly distant.
Yeah.
Mine's local past.
Okay.
So mine, I'm torn for mine. On the one hand, it might be that it turns out this whole thing was a fever dream
Mhm.
after Jean-Claude had a psychotic
I
break.
can't believe it took till your third guess to come up with
God
this.
damn it.
But
The Jacob's Ladder guess.
yeah, but my other guess is that at some point in the movie, Jean-Claude has to save someone as the room they're in fills with water, and they're just about drown until the very last second he rescues them.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
To the most ultimate submarine trope.
Yeah. So my last guess, it kind of overlaps with yours about the climax of the movie being above water, but my last guess is that the submarine sinks.
Oh.
Like, intentionally, or
I don't know. I don't want to clarify if I
So
think
the
it's
submarine
intentional or
at some
not.
point goes underwater.
That's
That's what submarines
not
do.
sinking. That's not sinking. I mean, I guess, yeah, in a sense it literally is. They sink a little bit.
Yeah.
This one sinks completely.
So it unintentionally sinks.
Well, I don't know what the intent, like, the submarine didn't intend to do anything. No, but I'm saying,
It goes below water for reasons other than someone telling it to.
I think the submarine's gonna fall in love. It's gonna.
It's a love quadrangle.
Oh, between the sub?
Yeah.
Oh wow, torpedoes away.
Alright.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you what I don't know. I just can't tell you.
I think you do this whole section in that.
I'll tell you later. Keith, Francis,
Jason.
we watched the movie called Blackwater.
Guys, I don't use the term tour de force easily.
I don't think you should. I think
that's all. That's all.
okay.
So, for anyone who hasn't seen the movie, for some reason.
Actually, yeah. You know what we should do? Let's. No one has seen this movie.
I just wanted to share an important fact before we get into the
I saw
details.
this movie.
We should let's give a synopsis of the movie.
Oh God.
Oh wait, Could we just replay Francis' prediction because it was spot on?
Because it's essentially that's what happened.
Yeah.
Keith, you had the best handle on this plot. What happened?
Let's not use the P word liberally.
You had the best handle on this stuff that happened in this movie.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Keith repeatedly had to explain parts of the movie to us while we watched it.
And I just made stuff up.
Yeah.
Our hero, Jean-Claude Van Damme, obvious American hero, is captured, and we don't know why.
And this is a frame narrative, so the movie proper starts sometime before he was captured. In the very beginning, he's a double agent. He's trying to get this dongle.
God, that ruined every dramatic.
I love
spy
that
movie.
they never stopped
Sounds right,
calling it dongle.
The dongle. This dongle. If you want the dongle.
Hide the dongle.
He's trying to get this dongle, and he's working with this woman who I've completely forgot her name. I forgot what she's...
Cass.
Cass?
Oh wait, no. At
No.
the beginning was Mel.
So
Yeah.
Jean-Claude and Mel have a weird, non-trusting sexual relationship. And it was also kind of a weird father-daughter kind of relationship because he's
He's 30 years older than her.
So then the agents come and chase them down.
Who are these agents?
They
all wore ski masks. Were they supposed to be CIA?
they're government
No,
agents.
I don't think so.
I thought they were bad guys.
Yeah.
They're like terrorists,
Keith,
rival terrorists.
Guys, let me explain this movie to you.
This is really...
So
Let's break this down.
What happened was his girlfriend gets shot in a parking lot.
Mhm.
Rather than trying to help her, he drives away, as a true American hero should do.
Yeah. So he runs out of bullets.
Yep.
And he watches her get shot, and he has this great little... right when it happens.
That was Jean-Claude Van Damme showing
Wait.
deep emotion.
Guys, I'm sorry, I blacked out for a second. What sound did he make?
He goes, oh.
That's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what he did. And then he drives off. He drives with just his hands.
Yeah.
Then he drives away. And he leaves his dead girlfriend.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Foreshadowing.
Sorry.
She was dead as far as we knew.
And he goes to see Dick Cheney. Dick
As you
Cheney's
do.
dead.
Right.
Dick Cheney's got a hole in his head. He gets captured by CIA. He gets captured by Detective Central Casting,
Right, Rose.
who's a detective in every movie.
Yep.
And he's just like a CIA intelligence guy. And they take him to a submarine that is apparently a black site. It's like a mobile black site.
Mhm.
And they establish in the movie that this black site is like partitioned by like a legit crew and the black site, or the black site crew.
Wait. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's talk about the submarine black site
Yeah,
and how good of an idea this is.
it's pretty
Because
good.
when you have international criminals, you want to keep protected.
Take them into
You want to
international
every once
waters.
in a while bring them back to the American waters
Yeah.
to pick up more criminals.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
It's a black site Uber.
Yeah, but I want to be clear. As far as we know, there were two criminals. It was Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, there was literally
There was
nobody
no
else.
one
in
else.
this-
When they opened Dolph Lundgren's cell, it said cell 5 is opening, which
Right.
implies
Maybe they just didn't put him in the
there's at
first
least
four.
4 others.
So they do the whole thing. They put the bag over his head. They put him in the Blackwater submarine. They actually don't go into what the name is. He's captured. He wakes up. He's got a hell of a hangover.
Which really fits
It's-
with Keith's overall theory of
it
people
only-
waking up. to
it
explain
only-
movies.
It was all a psychic break fever dream. But he's got a neighbor who is Dolph Lundgren,
Mhm.
who's a really good artist,
Mhm.
and just seems like an upright dude.
I really want to know how he's actually attaching these papers all over his wall. Like they're giving him Scotch tape.
Wait.
Don't ruin the wall.
They engaged in rectal feeding with him.
Oh my God! They kept talking about rectal feeding.
He withstood it all once upon a time. Water torture, sleep deprivation, even a rectal feeding.
Still not 100% clear on what it is, and I don't want to know.
They're feeding you because you're hungry. You're butt hungry.
That's why they're doing it. It's because
Yeah,
you
I'm
wanted
hungry.
them
You're
to.
hungry. So Dolph Lundgren is like, he's being like super mysterious, and he's like, oh, I can't tell you what I know because I'm just a regular muscle guy in here, and I'm.
And hold on, what did Jean-Claude Van Damme sound like when he responded to that?
I can't tell you what I don't know. I can't.
What I
I try.
appreciate, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but at the end of the movie, we find out Dolph Lundgren is a German agent. And Jean-Claude is the American
Yeah,
agent.
he's the American
And
agent.
just cast them the opposite, guys.
All American Scott Wheeler
Yeah, that's true.
with a goddamn Norwegian accent. Where is he from? Brussels? Where's Brussels?
I can't tell you what I don't know.
Producer Penis Gallery. Where's Brussels? Thank you.
Ah, I don't know how I heard that. I was touching my ear.
The CIA guys, they take All-American Scott Wheeler, and they start interrogating him. They do some enhanced interrogation techniques. They bring out a hypodermic needle.
Well, hold on. Before this, we have to clarify, the reason they had to rely on enhanced interrogation is guys like Scott Wheeler have an infinite pain threshold.
Like guys like him, they have an infinite threshold for pain. And they're not just trained for it, they're born with it.
So
Oh,
torturing
right, I
him
love
will
that
work.
line.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Infinite.
torture him.
Right, so they're going to torture him by doing what?
Do we have any other options, guys?
So we learned with the syringe that apparently there's a spot just below the retina that sends sensor information directly
Directly to the brain. Do not pass go.
Unlike an arrested body.
Do you know that there's a spot just below the retina where the sensory nerves can channel receptors directly to the brain?
A lot of people don't know, but pain is like a Greyhound bus. It just goes through your
To the
body,
brain.
makes lots of stops. It's like it chills out.
Right,
it's
but unless
super slow.
unless it's right under the retina.
Yeah, right here it's just direct line.
Everything
It's
else,
like next door.
it's processed. So a lot of it's in your pancreas. So the last minute before they're about to poke him in his pain receptor, they are like, "Oh, he didn't tell us anything before we gave him pain. Let's give up."
Yeah, these guys suck
Before
at
we gave
torturing.
him pain.
Yeah, and this the whole time, there's one young girl agent who seems very surprised by everything,
Oh yeah.
who is watching this because she's trying to get a promotion, and is just so grossed out by what they're doing that you can tell immediately she's switching teams.
Yeah.
We've gone through a lot of plot in this movie.
Which is
Because
generous, because
shortly
there
after
wasn't a
this-
lot of plot in
Well,
it.
shortly after this, the plot ends.
Stop
And
doing
then-
plot.
And then it's just, there's a bunch of fights in a submarine.
Yeah. During that interrogation scene, we find out that
Detective Sergeant.
Detective
is
Sergeant is really a double agent for an anonymous terrorist
The thing is, they never
organization?
clarify.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
even specifically asked him, they're like, Russians, Koreans? And he's like, doesn't matter as long as the check clears.
Yeah.
You don't know my employer. Let me guess. The Russians, the Chinese, maybe the Koreans. Does it make a difference? It doesn't. As long as the money clears.
That
So,
was
double agent is generous. This guy just wants money.
Yeah, I don't think he knew who he was serving.
I don't think
I-
he
He
did.
didn't know who his master
that was the writer going.
Yeah, there's some
something,
bad guys.
yeah.
Listen, if we say it's the Russians, this
I bet-
movie isn't going to sell well in Russia.
Well, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
We say it's a
Yeah.
Chinese. We need that Chinese market. Come on, guys.
Oh, I was gonna go with. I bet there was a note in the script to like fill in with one of these groups. And they just never got around to it. And during filming, they're like, "That's just someone."
Towards the end of the interrogation,
Mhm.
Jean-Claude dislocates his thumb, gets out of the handcuffs, stabs a bitch,
Sometimes.
jumps through a window because this super highly trained CIA guy couldn't shoot him in a single empty room.
That scene was that was one of the worst gunfights I've ever seen in a movie. Van Damme flips over a table and somehow completely avoids getting shot. They're both right next to each other. They're both shooting at each other. Neither one can hit the other. And then he jumps through the interrogation window.
And then Jean-Claude manages to recruit the super surprised girl and her really hot Marine dude boyfriend,
Yeah.
He was a CIA agent.
Ryan. They then start a battle against the bad guys.
Yeah, so they team up and they have a gunfight in the hallway.
Boyfriend gets shot in the neck.
Boyfriend gets shot in the neck.
So I'm unclear on how we got from here to the next point, but then they decide that they should go free this German.
Well, they
guy?
decide that they're outnumbered. So they need
Right.
one. They need one more
But
number.
I was gonna say what's fair is they're still outnumbered when they
Yeah.
free this one other
They're
guy
outnumbered
who
3-2.
Yep.
But they also don't know why this guy is in there. If he's trustworthy, he's drawing weird art on the walls and
Well, they haven't
meditating
seen
during
the
something.
art.
That's true.
All they
All right.
know is that
Van Damme
Hey, I
bonded
talked
with
to
him.
this dude.
Yeah.
and he seemed like an alright dude.
He bonded with him for like 20
He
seconds.
had
And this
like.
guy's
a-
like, yeah, I've been in prison in a submarine for years.
And when they ask
Van
him,
Damme's like, we should trust this.
well,
guy.
when they ask him what he's in there for, he's like, all I can tell you is that it's a case of me knowing too much.
Let's just say I got a terminal case of I know too much. Your people can't kill me, and they can't exactly let me go either.
For some reason, they're trusting him. They let him out. And then they have a really weird plan pretending that she is hurt to lure the bad guys in through the hallway where Lundgren and Van Damme.
Oh, because Lundgren doesn't have a gun yet. I'm saying it makes sense, but I'm just saying.
This plan seems wildly unpredictable. Like,
right, why don't they just make noise
That's
down
exactly
the
why
hallway?
it works.
yeah, like,
They
what's...
never predict it.
what's-
They're not gonna give us. They're not gonna pretend this woman's dead.
You see one of the combatants on the floor, aren't you going to, arrest her or shoot her or whatever? You're going to check to see if she's still alive? Like, why are you continuing to...
No, but look, those guys, they wouldn't have checked on a dude if he was on the floor.
No, they wouldn't have.
No.
Yeah.
First of all, they would have either walked past him and then still gotten murdered.
And she takes
Or
advantage
they
of
would have
that.
shot him.
she takes advantage of that.
Maybe those guys aren't as sexist as you. And they're like, oh,
That
equal
could
rights.
be.
Woman on the floor, we're not going to check on her either.
Yeah, but they did check on her.
And then she says, equal laughs. Clock! Kabam!
Oh, why was that line not in the movie? So this ridiculous plan of her pretending to be dead works. They get Dolph Lundgren a gun.
Well, she stabs the dude in the foot.
Yeah, sure.
And she has like...
pretty dull. There's pain receptors in the foot.
Yeah.
No,
That
no,
go
no.
directly to the brain. She knew the secret spot.
the secret pain spot.
Turns out if you just go all the way through the foot, you'll find it eventually.
They have an even better plan because then they say, Dolph Lundgren says, I got him. We got him. We captured Van Damme. Let's do a trade-off. Meet us in the aircraft tunnel that is in the submarine. And so they go to the biggest room in the fucking submarine.
Meet us in the basketball court.
Yeah, meet us in the auditorium. Perpetual surprise woman, PSW, goes around, sneaks around. She shoots the bad guys, and they kind of take over at that point.
So Betrayer Rhodes, Detective
Sergeant.
wants them to surface.
No.
And so he needs to get out of there.
You're totally wrong.
Wow.
You missed-
say that all the time.
Yeah, and I'm always right. No, what you've missed here, it was that the evil CIA double agent guy did not want them to surface.
No.
He went up to the bridge to tell them not to surface.
Yeah.
To try to delay it. But the captain was like, we got to surface.
The captain wanted to dock.
Weird shit going on.
Yeah. And so he wanted to get the other end of that dongle, and that was the other plot point where this dongle has two parts.
The other end of the dongle.
It's a double-ended dongle. One end is
Really long.
You put two ends of the dongle.
one end.
One end of the dongle into the other end.
Yeah, it's one end goes into. So there's one dongle has like information about CIA assets and how to activate them, and the other end of the dongle is to decode the first part of the dongle.
Mm-hmm.
So there's.
I think we all know how the dongle.
Van Damme has the dongle hidden away, and they're trying to figure out where the other end of the dongle is. they have searched every inch of his body.
fast?
They cannot find his dongle.
Where did you really hide the dongle?
Exactly where I said.
And they...
Steroids will do that to you. But so the betrayer dude, what he ends up doing is he ends up basically completely schmoozing the captain, who's just a fucking idiot. But the captain is just kind of like, I don't fucking know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm just the captain of submarine. I was never trained in how to deal with people.
Oh, God.
And then there's like a big standoff in the main room. And then betrayer dude pulls a gun on the captain, holds him captive.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, who should walk in but the dame from the beginning of the movie?
Mm-hmm.
The broad.
Who
the
got
legs.
Mel.
shot.
Right.
Yeah.
She got shot in the head, and she ends up being the traitor, but I don't know why.
So it turns out she was a double agent.
Why?
And who would have predicted that the female lead would have been a double agent from the trailer alone?
Oh,
Can't
me.
remember.
No,
It just
so
happened.
the whole thing was she shows up and she's like, Rhodes, Detective Sergeant guy,
Yeah.
knew we were doing all this from the beginning. So like their deep cover thing that Mel, the initial woman,
Yeah.
and Jean-Claude had been going on this deep cover mission to try to like lure out who was trying to buy this information.
Okay.
When she shows up then, she's like, oh, this guy knew that what we were doing all along and offered to pay me a bunch of money to just not do my job and instead get the information and give it to him.
And that guy's like, hey, let's just stop. And she's like,
Well, he's like, let's just stop halfway.
and she's like, but we're supposed to get money. He's like, yeah, but like, you already got some money.
Okay? If you want the dongle, let her go. It's yours.
Where is it?
In the safe deposit box. Okay?
He's lying. Let's go.
Yeah, well, what if he isn't?
Don't be a fool. You made a small fortune already.
Now, we're talking about millions here.
When he claims they're already going to give us a small fortune, and she's like, we're talking millions, though, if we get both things. So this woman was probably making like $60,000, $70,000 a year at her job, and she's impressed with like a couple $100,000 to like ruin her life and her career and become an enemy of the state. Like,
Well, yeah,
I don't understand.
I couldn't figure out who's buying what and why.
Well, we don't know who's buying anything.
They're buying algorithms.
But why would you get any money if you don't deliver the thing that you said that you're going to deliver? You can't deliver half a dongle and expect to get paid half
Clearly
a
you
dongle's
can.
pay. I mean, come on.
Well, maybe not in your world.
No.
In this world, half a dongle's worth half a dongle.
You don't sneeze at half a dongle. Yeah, so I couldn't figure out like why they were expecting any money whatsoever from the Chinese.
Well, the betrayer
Or the
dude,
Koreans, or
Detective
the
Sergeant
the
said
Chinese.
specifically, we've already got half of it. They'll give us money for that.
If I was expecting an actual thing and someone gave me like, oh, here's half a dongle that you can't use.
Well, think about it this way.
What the fuck am I gonna do with this dongle?
Well,
Put it up my dongle? Hey, right there, the
Well,
kisser.
Stallone was not in this movie. Like, I just like here's the data. We promise if you get them out by the decoder, it'll be really useful. Just
Yeah.
fast.
Well,
Us.
Detective Sergeant knows that if they don't get control of this sub and get off of it soon,
Yeah.
they're just going to get arrested, right?
Right.
They're going to go to
'cause
prison
they're
first.
they're
They're
going
going to get put
port.
on another black site
Yeah,
submarine.
they're gonna have to transfer. They're gonna have to put this whole sub in another black site sub.
And so I think his whole argument to Mel, initial woman,
yeah,
is let's get out of here, hope we can get our money,
yeah,
because Jean-Claude Van Damme has an infinite pain threshold. We're not going to torture the location out of him.
you can't get up. It's infinite.
It's infinite. You
All
can't
of
do anything
his
about it.
pain receptors just go in different directions. They don't go
They don't even
directly
go
to
to
the
his,
brain.
none of them go to his brain at all.
That makes sense now.
Yeah, they've rewired his pain receptors.
That's why they need to find that spot. Because he can't feel pain anywhere
Oh
else.
my god, wait, what if that's actually what they were
Oh,
saying? Is that they
wow.
know for him,
Yeah.
this
they're
is
not
the
saying
only spot that
they're
goes.
That's
in
his
general.
kryptonite. It's his right underneath
Guys.
the eye.
We solved our major issue with this
We
movie.
just blew this thing wide open.
Actually, we just patched this thing.
We blew this
slightly
dongle wide.
No,
open.
Don't
no.
do that.
I'm leaving.
Do you really think the submarine was that bad? Marco looked well fed.
There was rectal feeding going on, and while I still don't know exactly
Very
what that
well
means,
fed.
it doesn't sound good.
They're
That's
so
weird.
good. He's so well fed. They're getting him from both ends.
So they get to the surface, but luckily, in a moment of betrayal / weirdly making out with the woman who betrayed him,
in front of his new love interest too.
right.
Poor Cass.
Yeah. So
Jean-Claude cleverly turns
And
a walkie
she was shocked by it.
as with everything else.
she could not believe her eyes.
But Jean-Claude cleverly turns that walkie-talkie that was supposed to be on speaker back on, while making out with his former betrayer love interest woman,
Mhm.
and then very clearly says, "You'll never get away with this. You thought relaying the wrong coordinates several miles different from where we're going would stop you?"
You're gonna get caught. You think offsetting the coordinates by a couple miles is gonna change anything?
And it's like, let me list a number of ways that would help law enforcement to find us.
They have this standoff. Everybody in this room gets shot. So the captain gets shot. The two submarine lackeys get shot. Detective Sergeant gets shot. Yeah,
Jean-Claude got shot.
Jean-Claude got shot, and it hit him right in the chest, Russell. That is a little bit of the climax of the movie.
Which was technically above water. Oh,
Yeah,
no, that part wasn't.
No,
that
they were
part
still
wasn't.
They had surfaced at that point.
Not when
Oh,
Jean-Claude
that's
gets
right. They
shot.
were still like 18 feet.
Yeah,
below
sorry,
the
Jason.
surface.
Yeah,
You were
still,
very
yeah,
close.
still submerged.
The denouement of the movie
Yes,
was
the
above water.
The denouement. And then the cops show up. The real CIA. They run aground. They may have not had enough money to show that because the submarine just kind of stops.
But I'd like to say that they probably ran aground, and that's kind of like sinking.
That is literally the exact opposite of sinking.
It's not the exact opposite.
The exact opposite would have floated away.
When you sink until you touch land. And they basically went until they touched land.
They went to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, they did. The ocean was
Right-
very shallow there,
right
and
to
they got to the bottom.
Davy Jones' locker, right at the bottom. They arrest
Good guys.
Van Darn, and then there's a scene where I guess this is like real CIA at this point, and he's like berating them for what a shit show that this is, as
Yeah.
if this is in any way their fault.
This is one of the biggest fuck-ups they ever come across my desk.
Why the hell is he angry with them?
That guy who got murdered, as soon as he was in charge, this became something we had to answer for. And I'm mad at the two of you.
Yeah, you mean the guy who fucking betrayed the CIA? That guy?
Yeah, we're really sorry that guy
Yeah.
also kidnapped.
You're right. That is
me
my
and tried
fault.
to kill me.
I don't know what I was thinking.
So yes, they have this new job, which is awesome because like their old cover got blown.
Yeah.
They both lost their jobs. Like great, new job, and then
Oh, and she's finally a field agent.
and
which is
literally they walk out the door, they get a phone call, and it's fucking Dolph Lundgren is like, hey, you know that new job you had? I just fucking killed her.
exciting. Except he didn't actually say that. I seriously think they were trying to set themselves up for a sequel here, which was ambitious.
Yeah.
Like, ambitious. What's a stronger version of the word ambitious?
Stupid.
Yes, that's it. It was stupid.
Well, you know.
Should we talk about who actually got any predictions right?
Yeah, let's talk about bets.
My third bet, I hope I remember.
You didn't win.
Oh, right. The submarine would sink.
It did not
The
sink.
submarine ran aground as far as we know.
Okay,
which is
it literally couldn't sink more than it was.
Yeah, it could not have sank further.
It was impossible to sink at that point.
I like Jason's argument. They could not have sank that submarine any farther than they did. Second wager or bet was that Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude Van Damme were going to high five.
Mm-hmm.
They did not. They did shake hands, which is like a low five in slow motion.
Yeah,
I mean, man, that was a really cool job getting it on right.
Hey, did you guys high five?
Kind of.
I thought they might get it.
I don't need credit for that either. My first bet, I don't remember. You've heard it, hopefully recently. You can rewind and listen to it again.
Yeah,
but Jason,
just put it in text.
but Jason recorded it in his notes as rambling madness, which is what this movie was. So I think I earn 1 point.
Yeah, I'll give you
I'll give you a point.
Thank you.
I'll
It's only because you know you're probably getting 2 points.
No, I got 1 point.
So what were your bets?
My first bet.
You don't remember, you don't get
the
points.
woman's gonna be a double agent.
Yeah.
And
You
the whole
nailed
movie, I was like, I'm gonna have to find a way to argue this in like a Francis-esque level of stupidity. That somehow what I meant was Cass and not Mel. And Cass, I mean, she just betrayed teams, and then Mel shows up and double agents the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I also bet that it was going to be Jean-Claude who put Dolph Lundgren in the cell, which isn't true. But
why are you so confident in your tone?
Jean-Claude did release Dolph Lundgren from the cell, which is not even close to the same.
Oh,
point.
but if we watched the movie in reverse, it would look a lot like he had put Dolph Lundgren in the cell.
I made what I thought was the safest bet of all time.
Yeah.
That there was going to be the submarine, room fills up with water, he has to save the girl at the last minute.
Yeah.
And somehow they forgot to do that.
What's fun is if I had been right with my guess that it sank, they probably would have had that scene.
When you said that, that really made me think like, oh, that was such a good one because they're totally going to have that. Every submarine movie always has like a water filling up scene.
When no one else had made that bet, I was like, these are 3 points.
And they had a scene where they set it up. That was so frustrating.
Yeah.
Or maybe it must have been for you. They set this thing up where they're like, oh no, if this happens, the whole room is gonna fill with water. And they're like, we fixed it. Such a weird like prediction that almost came true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 1/4 point for that.
What? 1.25
Hold on. I don't get my sinking. I don't get my sinking points.
I gave you 1/4.
You said I wasn't gonna get any points.
Nobody's getting points. So my 3 predictions were the climax of the movie is going to take place outside of the water, which didn't really happen.
You're close.
Still okay with giving you like a partial.
I'll give myself a 1/4 too.
They hadn't
We
quite
all got a
surfaced
1/4.
yet, but they were on the way.
So that didn't happen. I predicted that Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren would have a sordid past. They had no past. They were complete strangers, but became best friends right away.
From watching the trailer, I totally get why he made that prediction.
Yeah, they felt real chummy.
But then it turned out they didn't know each other until that one conversation you saw in the trailer.
My last prediction was Lundgren betrays Van Damme, and they're too good of friends. They don't betray each other.
But
I think that ending scene is still a betrayal. I know you guys disagree.
I'm going to give you a 1/4 betrayal.
He does take his job.
He takes the money from that woman.
Yeah.
No, he didn't take the money. He shot her and walked off.
He didn't get the
grab
dongle?
the bag?
No, he wasn't there for the money. He was there to repay his friend. But he
I
did.
think
he
he
did his friend's job.
He repaid him with murder?
Yeah.
All right, I'm fine with giving him a 1/4 of a point.
So you had a half point total.
Thank you.
What'd you have? 1 point?
I had 1 1/4.
And I had like 1 and 7 or 3/4. 1 and 3/4. 1 and 7/4.
So do I win?
Wait, are we going to golf scores? I didn't know it was just to get the most predictions wrong.
I like that Francis just like assigned himself huge numbers of points.
No one objected.
I mean, I guess easily.
We're sinking a submarine on land.
Yeah.
So we're all winners, really, when it comes down to it, because we got to watch a great movie.
Yeah.
No, we didn't get to watch it tonight, but at some point in our lives.
I'm going to say top 5 all-time Jean-Claude Van Damme movies of the last 3 years.
Yeah. Was Jean-Claude in a movie in the last 3 years other than Blackwater?
I hope not.
Let's check with our producers.
Keith.
Jason.
Francis.
Jason.
Thanks
Keith?
for watching Blackwater with me.
Thanks for watching Blackwater with us.
This is not how we're ending this.
How do we end?
No, I don't know. We're not saying thanks
Until
for watching
next
Blackwater
time.
with us.
Here's the pajama jeans.
Oh, Pajamajeans.com.
Pajamajeans.com.
Pajamajeans.com/preview review. Oh, preview. Pajamajeans.com/preview. I can't even do that.
Pajamajeans.com/perpetual surprise woman.
Like the deep drinking of the coffee. We got him. Well, all those rooms were so big, there was plenty of space to hide.
You could drive a VW Beagle through those rooms. Or a VW Bug, because a VW Beagle, not a car.
But it is a really cute dog.
So you could drive a VW Labrador straight through these hallways.
That was a good second take.